Hello, blessings and greetings, my angels. Welcome. I'm Tigra, and this is Sacred Sagittarius. Angels Answers All, your long-standing, one of your first original Sagittarius only channels here on YouTube. Thank you for those who support the channel. I welcome you in love and light. We're going to finish off this week, or start out this week rather, I should say, with your general love reading. I already posted your general overall energy for the week. This is our final week of August, and then we'll be tapping into with the decks that I'm showing you today and a few others in the new energies for September. So if you're not a subscriber, this is a great time to subscribe to the content. Hit the all notification button so that hopefully you will be notified every time I upload content. Again, this is Sacred Sagittarius, Angels Answers All, if you want to search for the channel directly. Cards are blessed and shuffled and prayed for, as are all my cards before all of the readings. For the love readings in particular, keep in mind with the energy that anything can alter anything that is shown here today with your actions or those actions of your partner or those who may be involved in your love life, such as the third party, your in-laws, your family, your friends, anything that is involved or has a say or plays a part in your love life could change anything here today if it doesn't stay the course. These are general readings, so it may or may not apply to your particular love and life story, which we understand. That's why we say it's a general reading. Take what applies and leave the rest for the larger amount of the Sagittarius community. If you need a story that fits your particular story, that aligns with your love life, then you need to get yourself a personal reading. Whether you get it from me or through someone else, that is your personal opinion and your option to do so. But I just want to make sure that you understand not everything's going to resonate with you here. It may or may not, and that's expected with general readings. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, as always, I welcome your comments and your love and likes. Okay, let's see what we get to start out this last week of August's love energy for Sagittarius. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light. Imagine, Sagittarius, that you woke up on this Tuesday morning or Monday morning or Wednesday morning, whenever you're viewing this video, or even Thursday evening. But just imagine you waking up and not having that load of stress on your back, of thoughts of the past, of fear of the future, and not living in the now. What if you were able to just let go of the things that are scaring you from falling in love, or scaring you from returning back to someone that you know that you still want? Whatever it is, let it dissolve into light. Pray it away, think it away, work through it away, acknowledge it away, but let it be removed from your life so you can live the type of love life that you want, that you continue to grow, that you continue to give love, and not only give love, but that you are ready to accept love, because there's so much love around you, Sagittarius, but you might be particular on who that love is coming from. With the message reflection, give each other some space at this moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for its best. Sometimes we want to control the narrative, even as optimistic as we are. We're human. We want to control. We want things to work out in our time frame. We want things to be how we want them to be when we want them to be. We need to slow down and reflect that we have no control over life, just as much as we don't have control over our partner. The only control we have over is over our feelings, our life, our destiny. The people that make up that part of our destiny, we can suggest things to them. We can sit down and talk to them and try to, smooch them over our way, however you want to do it. But at the end of the day, they have their own opinions. They have their own desires, and they may or may not align with ours. They may differ with ours at times, and at times they could be exactly where we want them to be. But you can't crowd people. You can't force people to love you. And sometimes when you're so close to the situation, Sagittarius, you're so involved in the relationship. You're so involved at the risk of losing a person, or a person walking away, or you doing the walking away, that you need to give each other space. Sometimes we're too much on top of each other. We learned over the years what happened when a lot of people had to stay home for 2 years with their loved ones, when their spouse was the type of person that traveled all the time or spent a lot of time out of the home. When they were forced to stay in the same environment, nonstop, day in, day out, not for a day or two, not for a couple of weeks, and not for months, but for over a year or two, that really rocked the boat of a lot of relationships, because people finally realized who they were and who their partners were, what their partners really were about, how they really are on a day-to-day basis when you're truly around them. They're not just, kissing you and saying good day and leaving, then coming back at night. No, you're around them 24/7, to the point so that you can get to each other's nerves. And even if you do, if you love each other and you're truly into each other, it shouldn't rock the boat. But it did rock the boat for a lot of relationships, and people realized the people they were with, either they no longer loved, or didn't quite understand why they were with them, because they weren't who they thought they were. So giving people space is a good thing. Giving yourself space is a good thing. Instead of trying to keep pushing the envelope, instead of just continuing arguing and going over the same things day in and day out and getting the same solution, giving you time and space apart will give you the room to either grow apart, as you probably need to, or for you to realize your worth that you have not only in yourselves, but what you value in each other, and bring you back together. So don't be afraid to give each other space at this moment or at any time in your relationship, no matter how long you've been together. And you can't be so scared to give each other space if you don't have faith that you know by giving each other space, this is the best thing for your relationship at this time. You have to trust that no matter what happens during this time of separation, it's the best for the both of you. Whether it means you come back together as one, or you go your separate ways. Whichever way, that was the best decision at that time for your union. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart desires. Many of you, like I said, you have a lot of love around you. You might not be attracted to the person or persons who are trying to show you and give you love, but you have a lot of blessings of love coming your way. Don't take them for granted. Definitely know what you deserve and honor that, and be true to yourself. And be kind to those who don't necessarily fit your type or don't rock your boat, so to speak. Say thank you, but no thank you. But acknowledge their feelings. Let them know that I understand that you care for me. I understand that you like me. I'm flattered. But, at this time, I'm not ready to date. Or, I don't think me and you would be a good mix at this time. Don't totally shut them down, but don't give them, a great path to unexpected hope either. Some suitors, they just want you to acknowledge them. They want you to notice them and say, hey, I see you. I recognize you. I see and notice the fact that you're into me. And again, I'm flattered, I'm enchanted, but at this time, I'm involved with someone, or I'm not pursuing a relationship. But you know what? Maybe I'll keep you in mind if you're available at the time, because you're such a nice guy, you're such a great gal. I'm sure someone's going to swoop you up, even if it's not me. You'd be surprised how far that can go. Rather than being snooty or cold to people and just not acknowledging what they feel for you because you don't like them. We don't have to be cold-hearted, because you never know what's going to come back around your way, or when you might need that very same person in your life. At the bottom of the deck with forgiveness, stop focusing your energy on the past events, for life is too precious to waste, Sagittarius. You create your reality by what you think and dream and imagine. A lot of the situations that we get ourselves in is because we're thinking about past problems. We're thinking about past relationships. We're thinking about past behaviors. We're caught up in all the complexities of things that we have not put to bed, so to speak. And forgiveness is one way to put the pain of the past to bed. Stop focusing on the past. You're focusing on the past every time when you get up and you think of someone that you used to date or that you used to talk to, or you get up, you look at their picture, you get up, you go and you check their social media. You are establishing and you're making the spiritual tie and the soul tie that you have to this person even stronger by keeping that energy of thought and thinking about them present. Put it to the past and focus your energy in what is important to you, where you are now in your life, where you want to be in your life when it comes to your love relationship, not about what has left. You're wasting your precious time and you're wasting your precious energy, which we both know you cannot replace. I'm going to be using a couple of my decks that I've created throughout the years for this particular reading. And one of the messages we get is, never will they make you happy. For those of you who are dwelling on someone from the past, still, the universe is letting you know they're never going to make you happy. Because this person is probably never going to change. They're never going to do the work that they need to do for self that's going to make them a better person, thus make them a better partner for you. And while you're dwelling on these past lovers or connections or partners, not only have a lot of them not changed, but most of them have moved on to their next person, their next relationship, or they've just moved on from the thought of being with you. Too indecisive. Some of you could be slowly reconnecting with someone from your past, but they're giving you mixed vibes. They're neither here nor there. One minute they're talking like they want to come back, and the next minute they're talking like they're involved with someone else, or that they're fine in their love life with whomever they're with. Or even if they're not with someone, they're not promising you anything like they're coming back to you or that they're going to be monogamous with you. So they're all over the place. So they're really talking out the side of their neck. So for those of you dwelling on past energy, this is even more of a reason why you need to forgive yourself and stop wasting your time and focusing your energy on people who are no longer in your life romantically. One, they're never going to make you happy. Most of them have already moved on. And even if they're playing games with you or gaslighting you, they're indecisive. They're probably just keeping you in the picture long enough till they make their next move, or they're sure that their next move is going to work for them. At the bottom of the deck, we get someone of the same sex likes you. Not to say that you might be into the same sex, but it is a growing thing in the world now. So you can't be surprised if someone of the same sex approaches you, or you feel the energy from a particular person of the same sex might be liking you. If that is not your cup of tea, again, let that person know so they can slow down their advances or stop their approach to you altogether. But again, we can't stop people from liking us. We can't stop people from being attracted to us. But if we're uncomfortable with it, by all means, it's our right to let them know. Let's just see what's in the middle of this deck. They appear to be telling the truth. You recently might have posed a question to someone that you dated or that you're involved with, and you don't believe the validity of what they're telling you, but the universe is saying, nope, they're not lying to you. Whatever answer they gave you, that is the truth. Now, whether you want to accept it, that's something else, but it is the truth. Let's see what the energies are with us as far as love as we end this week of August. Some of you are feeling powerless. You feel like your hands are tied, or your heart is tied to a relationship that you know is toxic, that isn't going anywhere, but either you're too afraid, or you just won't face the reality of it to take the move to get yourself out of this situation. Some of you might feel that you're tied to a particular romantic partner because you have kids together. Maybe you're business partners. There's other reasons why people stay with romantic partners other than for sex. You could be codependent on them, or vice versa. You could really care about this person, and this person, even though they're not being the great partner to you that you deserve, you don't want to abandon them because you do care for them, and they might be in a bad particular way. A lot of people have mental health issues. A lot of people are in financial straits. So you might be dealing with someone that is going through a rough patch, and you don't want to abandon them because you do care for them, you do love them. But yet you do want to break free because the romantic side isn't there for you any longer. Some of you are curious, so some of you might be curious if you have this person of the same sex that likes you, what would that relationship look like? Is that something you could even be possibly attracted to? Never say never, right? Some of you are confused, so some of you could be confused either with your sexual identification, or if you go both ways, or you're confused about feelings that you're feeling for someone that you feel are erratic, or they don't feel right to you. So a lot of you could be confused about feelings and actions and thoughts that you're having about people in your life romantically. Some of you might just be confused into what direction to go in your relationship. Do you stay with the partner who no longer satisfies you, or you're no longer attracted to or love because they're in a bind? Do you stay in a toxic relationship that doesn't work for you just because you have kids together? Do you stay in the relationship that doesn't work for you because you and this person have real estate or business ties together? Are you spreading yourself so thin, Sagittarius, between your partners or your love interests that you don't know which person to choose from or which person to go to and to allow yourself to make a commitment to? At the bottom of the deck, we get hopeful. Many of you are hopeful for what the future and what the present will bring for your love life, because you feel like you've done the work. You feel like you've planted good seeds in your life and along your journey. And even though you might have had your little rough patches in between, you feel like everything's going to be okay. You understand that things work in God's time and not ours. So you're just being hopeful and praying for the best. And until then, you're going to live your life and enjoy it and be free and be happy. Let's see what else we get. They fear losing your love and affection. Remember with powerless and how that card just comes on top of powerless. So some of you do feel stuck in a relationship. It almost feels like you feel obligated in a sense, because this person is going through something. In addition to that, they fear losing your love and affection, because most people know you're not going to get anyone to love you and be as honestly committed to you like a Saggy. So when they see you pulling away, they see you distancing yourself from them, they see you moving a different way, they get excited, they get anxious, they get nervous. And that adds to the tension and the toxicity of what is already going on. And it adds more pressure for a lot of Saggies who are very sympathetic to your partner's needs and their agony to want to stay, because, again, you feel like, I don't want to say that you feel like you owe them, but again, it's your commitment to them. We're so sincere, we're so honest to fulfill our commitments to people. We don't just say we love you unconditionally. And if you're going through a rough time, even if we've fallen out of love with you, we're going to try to support you as much as we can. But we can only do that to a certain point, Sagittarius. Somewhere along the line, yes, they're going to fear losing your love and affection. But that's their mountain to bear. What led to this part that you're leaving in the first place? It's not the situation that they're in now. It's past situations, it's past actions, it's things that they did or didn't do, it's things that they said or didn't say that has brought Sagittarius to the breaking point where you're ready to leave. So them now getting this sudden fear of losing you is new to them. But as far as you're concerned, you've been living in fear, wanting to leave this relationship a long time ago. They're hiding something important from you. Some of you might feel that your partner is hiding something from you. Remember, we got the question that was asked, and we saw the answer here that yes, they're telling you the truth. But for some of you, you haven't asked that question yet. You feel like they're hiding something from you. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're hiding another relationship. They could be hiding the fact that they lost their job. They could be hiding the fact that they're in legal problems, or that they're in financial straits, that they have health problems. There could be a zillion things that they're hiding from you. And your Sagittarius know-how is going to pick it up. Their intense chemistry, or there's intense chemistry in your connection. Another reason why some of you, it does take you longer to leave and part from certain lovers when there's other situations going on that don't make the connection healthy, is because you do have other parts of your relationship with the chemistry is on point. So the sex might be fantastic, but they might be bad at money management. Or they're great at managing the house and the money and providing all the things that you need on the earthly realm. But in the spiritual realm, they don't fulfill you. So that's not to say that there's not intense chemistry in your relationship. It's just not intense across the board. They feel a deep connection with you. Those who feel that you are slowly slipping away from them, realize how much they rely on you, realize how much they actually need you. They might be too afraid to say it because of their pride, but they do feel a deep connection to you, more so than they felt with others that they've been involved with. Let's go to my music moods. We get Don't Listen to What People Say. When you're navigating through your love life, Sagittarius, you may get a reading here and there. You might do your own reading. You'll talk with your circle of friends, your peers, your parents, your sister-in-law, your brother, whoever. Everybody's going to voice an opinion. Everyone's going to have something to say. Do you listen to all of it? Do you take all of it and make your decisions based upon what people say? Or do you already have your mind made up and you just want to validate it with what people say? Don't let the outside chatter of people that don't really matter, or people who might be jealous of your relationship or truly aren't your friends, dictate the actions that you take in your life. Touch me, tease me. A lot of you are being very flirtatious, or you have a lot of sexual energy sparking around this time. You can be looking really good, smelling really good. A lot of people love your sexual attraction. We have this animalistic magnitude and magnetism to us. And people are I find very touchy-feely with Saggies. Something about our skin, something about our look, something about our sexuality. Against all odds, for some of you, you know deep down that it's against all odds that you and the person that you're with, that you're trying to walk away from, can really make it work. For those of you who are powerless at this time, you're powerless because you're staying for the right reason if they're going through something, but you're also staying for the wrong reason because you're unhappy. And you know by you staying, you're just delaying the inevitable. Last dance. This act of kindness, you being there for them in this time of need, even though you're ready to leave the relationship, and for you the relationship really is over, you're doing this last act of kindness. Maybe you're doing it for them, but maybe you're doing it more for yourself, Sagittarius, because again, we have this pride, we own up to our commitments, and you don't want it to be said that you left someone when they were down. So this is kind of like your last favor, your last gift, your last act of love that you're doing for this person. We have deadly words, drinks of pain, free to go, and dead peacocks. As we're coming near a close to this reading, deadly words. Well, let's see what deadly words is. This is a time I'm using this deck, but I'm just going to assume intuitively. Watch what you say, Sagittarius, because you know sometimes we can be very blunt with our words. This could be a time where there's a lot of heated arguments, and arguments can escalate into other things. Be careful what you both say to each other, because in heated arguments, in that moment, things could be said that are so hurtful that you can't take it back. With drinks of pain, someone is drinking their pain away. One of you or both of you could be drinking or have a problem with alcohol. You're using alcohol as a way to cushion your pain. Here he is sitting with the bottle, so it could be your partner. Again, this, like I said, a lot of you or some of you are staying with your partner because they're in some type of issue. They're going through something. It could be alcoholism. It could be that they're going through something, and on top of that, you see them drinking because of the pain that is causing them. Free to go. As they self-destruct or spiral out of control on top of whatever else that they're going through, some of you know it's your right, it's your freedom to leave. And with your free spirit, Sagittarius, a lot of you will leave. A lot of you will not stay just because they're going through something, just because you made a commitment to them. Because as far as you're concerned, you did everything that you were supposed to do for them when you were with them. If the relationship is over, the relationship is over. Yes, you can be a friend to them, but you don't have to stay and pretend to be a lover. So many of you, you're going to be, I'm free to go. I've done what I was supposed to do. I've made my obligation to this relationship. I'll help you and I'll be there for you, but it's going to be from a distance. She's out of here. She's got her suitcase. She's gone. And they also could be telling you while they're drunk, having these heated, deadly words with you, you know, being rude, being disruptive. Well, you can go. You can get out of here. I don't need you. And you're like, oh, okay, good. I'm gone. Right? So that's why, again, you got to watch the energy of what is said in the heat of an argument. Because they might be telling you to go while they're drunk and out of control, but they don't really want you to. But for those Saggies who feel powerless, for those Saggies who want to find a way out, you might use that as your way out. Knowing that they're drunk, knowing that they're out of control. But you're like, I don't care. I can't do this no more. And you leave. But you'll still be there for them and you'll try to help them, but not physically being there in that situation, not physically seeing them drink themselves away and go through whatever pain and self-destruction that they're going through. Some of you will stay out of the sense of obligation, but others of you that feel powerless will find your way out and leave. With the card of Dead Peacocks, a beautiful card at that, we're now talking about the death of one's ego. You or theirs, putting their pride and ego to the side. When your partner or you are going through some type of midlife crisis, a financial crisis, you know, a sexual identity crisis, any type of crisis, financial, you name it, anything that disrupts the flow of your connection and your love life as you know it, egos could come into play. You both can't be right, but yes, you both can be wrong. One or both of you are going to have to put your ego and pride to the side, the universe is saying, if you want this relationship to work, or if you want to be a source of help to each other as you navigate through these toxic waters. Let's see what we clarify with the tarot. So some of you really do have a partner that is going through this codependency issues, addiction issues, which could be stemming from financial issues that they're going through, sexual identification, financial struggles. It could be a little bit of the third party too, that could be sending them over the edge. But there's a lot going on there. There could be illness, there could be mental health issues that needs to be unpackaged. For each Sag, the crisis that you're dealing with and the toxicity and the level of it is going to vary per each relationship. You're being nurturing. Here we go right there. That's the confirmation. Many of you are staying and you're trying to nurture the situation. You're trying to help your partner get through it. You're trying to help them navigate through this challenging and difficult time in their life. But it's doing its damage to not only you, but to the relationship. You have a lot of emotions and investment to this relationship, like I said earlier, and it's confirmed here with the Nine of Cups. So you're staying, or you're trying to stay, to be there for this person, to love them, to guide them, to somehow get them back to being healthy, or getting this situation, their life back to normal. Because you do have a lot of love. You do have a lot of time invested with this person. You're trying your best to bring whatever small wins or small windows of opportunity of hope to them, to bring an ending to what is going on. But for some of you, no matter how hard you try, you're not going to be able to solve their problem. The only thing that you're going to be able to do is to walk away from the relationship. That is the only ending you might be able to actually bring to the situation. And it might be the ending that this person needs at this time. It definitely will be the ending that you will need, because you cannot take all of what they're dishing out and what it's doing to you and the relationship because of whatever it is that they're suffering through at this time. In the middle of the deck, Ten of Pentacles. For the most part, you always had a happy life with this person until whatever they're going through started to occur. Life was grand. Everything was beautiful. But something went left. Whether it was their health, whether it was their finances, whether, you know, they started cheating or drinking or picking up bad habits. They lost their job. A lot of people lose control and lose sense of direction when they lose their job. Here we go. You've worked really hard towards this relationship. A lot of you have a lot of financial stability. So if you walk away from this relationship, you're going to be fine. Mentally, you're just trying to keep everything intact so you can make your move when you're ready. There's someone who's also attracted to you that could be drawing you away from this relationship, trying to save you from the downfall of this relationship. You're tired of the fighting. You're tired of the arguing. The relationship is like at a stalemate. There's so much more that you want for yourself. Here's the fighting, the pain and suffering coming to an end. Because many of you, like I said, you've built up your walls now, you've built up your boundaries, and you're ready to leave. You've made up the decision, I'm going to help you. And what did I say that? As quick as I said that, I'm going to help you. There's the Six of Pentacles. You're going to be a source of help to your partner. If it's financial help that they need, you will help them. If it's emotional help that they need, you will give it to them. You will love them. You will still nurture them and be there for them as a friend, as a confidant. But to live in the same roof with them, to live under the pain and stress of the toxicity, you can no longer do that. We get encounter, an unexpected encounter will slowly alter the course of your life. Keep an open mind. So something is going to happen. Some of you can have an encounter with a new person, or something in your life changes that wakes you up and makes you realize that the time that you've invested in this relationship is over. That you can still love this person and want to be there for them, but your life is now going in a different direction. One last move. What did we say earlier? You're going to do one last act of love, one last act of kindness for this person. You've come very far in your journey and you want to continue going. But you want to continue going in a different direction, maybe with someone else or by yourself. But you can no longer sustain living the type of life that you are within this relationship and the dynamics of how poor this relationship is now because of whatever it is that your partner is experiencing or going through. Sacred Traveler. For many of you, that bug, right? That natural bug of Sagittarius to be a traveler. That opportunity could be coming up. Someone could be posing that opportunity for you, giving you a way out, maybe offering you a job or an opportunity to move out of that state, out of that country, to get away from that energy. So this way you're forced to start over. You're forced to do you and not worry so much about your partner's situation. The bottom of the deck, feeling deeply. Again, you have love for this person. You have love for this person. You love them deeply and you care for them, but you also know that this relationship pretty much is over. It's just your ties to the person and your feeling of obligation and connection to them because of what you've been to each other, what you meant to each other in the past. But that is not the same current feelings that you have for each other now. So as we come to a close, let's see what your ancestors say about this, about you guys. You know, sometimes, Saggy, we just got to save ourselves, you know. We can love people, but sometimes there's those times where loving them, the best thing that we can do is to step away from them. Because if we don't, we're just enabling them. Bliss. Look at this. Your ancestors want you to do what's going to make you happy, what's going to bring you joy. Nurture the harvest. You've sown so many seeds. You've worked so hard in your life to be victorious, to be on top of things, to have a good life, to be happy. Your ancestors don't want to see you throw that away because of whatever it is that your partner is going through, especially if they brought it upon themselves. Intuition and knowingness. Your ancestors know that you know spiritually what you need to do to bring healing to your life, what to do to remove yourself from this toxic situation. And then finally, They realize that your strength is being tested. It's being tested as you navigate through these difficult waters with your partner. But they also know that you have the strength to make the right decisions and to make the right moves away from this relationship. Some of your problems could be coming because someone has spoken ill against your relationship. They could have caused the problems that you are experiencing with your partner, or that the problems that your partner is having that has brought conflict into your relationship. This could be the doing of a third person who is jealous of your union together. Keep reminding them how fantastic you are. You know, remember we talked about them throwing hurtful words, or you getting into arguments a lot? I could see you doing that, Saggy. I could see us defending ourselves in an argument with our partner when they're spewing real ugly words at us, and we're saying, but you forgot, right, that I do this and I'm this and I was here for you and I did that for you, right? When you're caught in those moments of those heated arguments, Sagi's always going to defend him or herself and remind people how fantastic you are. You're going to remind him or her they're not going to find anyone ever like you. They'll try to replace you, but they'll never find or have someone just like you. They're making fun of you. You know, it's a double-edged sword, so to speak, when your partner is going through something, you're trying to be there for them. But when they're drinking and when they're using other addictions that kind of puts them in a different sense of reality, as much as they need your help, they can also tease you. They can also be hurtful with their words. They see your true potential and are threatened by it. You know, love is difficult and love can be challenging. And some of us have partners, or we meet people romantically, that they are so great when things are going great for them. But the minute something happens in their life, whether it's spiritual, financial, whatever, either their true color shows or they become this different person that we never knew. And in some instances, and in a lot of cases, you see the person's jealousy. You see their competition. You feel like you're sleeping with the enemy because this person shows that they're jealous of your potential. They're jealous of your power. They're jealous of your strength. They're jealous of your beauty. They're jealous of what makes you a Sagittarius. If you were a true Sagittarius, you know what I'm talking about, because you know the strength and power and the package, the supreme package that we are. So you have to be able to identify and be able to walk away from these situations when you are in a relationship and everything's hunky-dory. But like I said, the minute there's a little sign of trouble, your partner acts out. They run to an addiction. They become noisy, rowdy, talking down to you, making fun of you, acting helpless, wanting you to be a crutch, showing their true colors, that they're really jealous that you are a stronger person or appear to be stronger than them, that you might have more going on for you honestly than they do. This is why we have to do the homework quite well in the beginning when we're looking into our partners and making sure that they're authentic, just as authentic as we are to them. Because a lot of them aren't. They come in with this facade of beauty and grace and money and financial stability and emotional intelligence, and they just don't have it. One bit of real life issues or problems come into play and they fall apart. Their true colors show. And there lies the jealousy and envy of Sagittarius. Their love for you turns into disgust and disdain that you are so much better than them. And that ultimately they're undeserving of you. So again, this is a very particular reading that I feel is guided to particular people that are going through this. This reading might not be for all of you, but for those of you who this is your life right now, or this was your life at one time, you can understand what the universe is saying. You can understand the energy that your ancestors are seeing and acknowledging that you're going through. Have a great week. Namaste.